Listen up. The Indiegogo campaign to crowdfund Wild Orchid Project has been extended till November the 20th. And thanks goes to Indiegogo for helping us. We had some glitches in the very beginning with our contribution to payment systems, and that's all been solved. And also to the Canadian International Society for stepping in and helping as well. They have a solution if you need to find a way to donate. You can go to CIS.org. Now, sustainable forestry, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Does it exist? And we believe that that is an oxymoron, that there isn't anything really sustainable. However, we're working on a product and it is very sustainable. Bamboo grows all over the property in the rainforest and has many uses, and what we're doing is building a component system for vertical gardening, and it'll have a half bamboo to cover over 2-liter half plastic bottles. So we use recycling. It has aquaponics built into the system, and the plants doesn't have to be orchid. The plants, we suggest food, actually filter out the nitrates from your gray water, but that's a whole nother topic. I want to get back to the main topic, and the raison d'etre of the Wild Orchid Project is education. Now, we discovered the weakest link, and I talked about metrics before, how important they are. By the way, I'm going to share metrics this coming week of the launch of wildorchidbrazil.com, which is actually staggering. How many people our messages reached is really amazing. I'm going to share some stuff about that and how we're growing, and it's very exciting who we're partnering with. But back to our raison d'etre, education in Brazil. It is absolutely inadequate, and people have to go to private school to have even a chance. And it's not because of the education itself, it's because of the social systems associated to the private schools that kids get that way big upper hand advantage. And that's the only way that they're able to maintain and sustain in the public, which are excellent, the public colleges. So, the weakest link of 100 children that begin grade 1 here in Brazil, according to the Brazilian government statistics, 59 of them make it to grade 8. Now, I think that that actually is skewed in the favor of Brazil. I think it's less than that. So I would venture to say half the kids get to grade 8. What are the other half going to do? Figure it out. They learn what the other kids teach on the streets and in the favelas. We cannot allow that to happen. And I'm not going to stand by and just let that happen. We have to make an effort to get more kids into college and get kids past grade 8. So that is the weakest link, is grade 8, grade 9. Now, I keep saying this, that there is such a thing as the Global Strategy for Plant Conservation, signed into treaty in 2004 in Rio de Janeiro by 194 countries. So there is billions of dollars set aside for ecology study. And even in the own words of the UN, they say that the best use of those proceeds is what they call decentralized, community level, boots on the ground, get your hands dirty, in the communities where the plants exist. And that is the Atlantic forest. So, problem, education, solution, ecology. All we're trying to do is connect the dots. And it has to be decentralized. People keep wanting to introduce me to the school system or educators, and as much as I appreciate educators, we are going to stay as insurgents. We are the inventors of eco-ecology insurgency, and we are boots on the ground, one community at a time, and we are making enormous progress.